Mike's in the kitchen cooking redfish, kubi on frog legs in the fryer. Swordfish, backstrap, duck breast, oh yeah, throw it all on the fire. Out in the sportsman's paradise, Louisiana.
Welcome to this week's edition of Chefs of Rod and Reel. Today we're going to stuff a venison tenderloin. This is the backstrap, okay? Now, this is courtesy of Jody Dunwall, who's out there hunting right now, so I hope you get some more, Jody. And I thought the backstrap was the tenderest part of the deer, but he said no, there's another piece, and I forget what he called it, tenderloin, I think. He said it's only about that long, but he said that's the equivalent of filet mignon from a deer, and this is second tenders. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically cut this thing into a wide, flat piece of meat, about 1/4 of an inch thick. We're going to put some stuffing in it, we're going to roll it up, and we're going to have stuffed venison. The first thing we're going to do, or I should be honest with you and say attempt to do, is to slice this into that one flat piece of meat, but rolling it as we fillet the meat off of it. And I've never done it before, I admit it. First thing we're going to do is sharpen the knife. Now watch, my dogs are going to come running because they think I'm getting ready to clean fish. And I have 2 dogs and a cat. They all come running and they love to eat that fish. I think I'm going to use this here knife, even though I sharpen the other one. Let me sharpen this one too. Look, dude, there's no fish here, so go away. Go watch the LSU game. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start cutting it. I'm just going to get the cut started here. And I'm going to, as I cut it in half. See, I told you it's the first time I ever did it. Doggone it. I guess you have to keep it straight. Anyway, we're going to try to cut it. Cut it, go away, go away. You think these animals were starving. You know what, folks? It's not going to work out the way I said. Now look, at least you can see we're honest here. I read it, it sounded great. It sounded pretty hard, pretty easy, but I couldn't handle it. So now it's going to become a stuffed backstrap, okay? Stuff back, that was my intention all along. I just added that for a little comedy, okay? My goodness. Because there ain't no take 2. This is all we got, you know, so we have to do it with this. So stay tuned. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our stuffing mixture. That's going to go in our stuffed tenderloin, venison tenderloin there. And the first thing we're going to use is Monterey Jack cheese. Okay, we finished grinding it now. So there's our cheese. Oh, we're in? Oh, sorry. I had to taste some of that cheese. So I'm gonna put the cheese here in the stainless bowl. Now we have chopped garlic. And I can't tell you how much to use because it's a matter of taste. We like garlic, so I put quite a bit in there. Then we're gonna put some onions. Same way. Well, we like onions, so we'll put them all. And we'll put a little green onions here again. I'm going to save some for the final dish. And now we're going to put Rotel, a can of Rotel tomatoes in with it. And this is diced tomatoes and green chilies. And now I'm going to drain the water out of it and save it. Save the water, I might use it for something. And then pour it into the bowl. All right, now we're gonna mix it all up. Put a little Creole seasoning in, you can use any kind you like. All right, the next thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna line the deer meat with hickory smoked bacon. Cover the entire surface. All right. With that in place now, we're going to put some of this mixture. You're going to see how much we have left over. In a little while, I'll give you my address. If you want the rest, you can come over and pick it up. Let's see if we can make this work. Look, all you professional chefs out there are probably flipping over, but hey man, you got to do what you got to do, you know? All right, so now we're gonna take our piece of stuffed deer meat and we're gonna set it on top of the bacon, and we're gonna wrap the bacon around the fillet or the backstrap. Now look, in the recipe I read, they had it 100% covered with bacon. And I like the flavor the bacon's gonna add, but I think that's getting a little carried away. So we left some spaces with ours. And in a minute, we're gonna put this in a preheated oven, which we're smart enough to do. We don't wanna use that colored one. We have our oven preheated to 400. And I have a skillet getting real hot over there, so when we put it in there, it's gonna start cooking right away, and then we'll put it right into that 400-degree oven, and we're gonna cook it about 40 minutes. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's gonna be great. Give the pan a spray. Pick up our stuffed roast. Look at that, it's already cooking. And this handle looks like it's made out of rubber, but it's good in the oven, so the only thing you have to remember is don't grab it with your hand. All right, so we put this whole thing right here in the oven, 400 degrees, and we come back in 40 minutes. So come back in 40 minutes. All right, I'll keep my day job. All right, look, next we're gonna, just gonna saute a little asparagus to go with it. And man, I hate to use this thing. Every time I do, my pets come running. Okay, the first thing to do is to cut it. And this part, you just throw it away. Now we're gonna go into the oven, and my dog's gonna walk around us now. We're gonna take this beautiful deer meat out, put it right here, and we need to remember that doesn't look hot, the handle doesn't look hot, but it is. It's finished now, so we're gonna pick it up with these. I'm not actually sticking it, but it makes it easy to pick it up. We're gonna let it rest 10 minutes before we slice it. Although if we don't wait and we slice it, the juices that are in the meat will come running out. All right, this is that juice left over from the Rotel tomatoes. I told you I might do something with it. Now I haven't thought this through, so I'm gonna try it. I'll let you know if it's good or not. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use this juice to deglaze the pan. And then my goal is to make a sauce from it, but we'll see how it turns out. All right, we're gonna put a little flour in it, just to thicken it up, not a whole lot. And we'll stir that up. Oh man, look at that black shirt. And we'll finish it off. All right, the meat's rested. We're gonna take the toothpicks out so we don't injure anyone. Calling all dogs. Calling all dogs. And we slice it up. Let's see how she looks. Oh, it looks good. Definitely not too rare. It's gonna be just right. All right, folks, well, here we go. It's plated up and ready to go. There's our asparagus, which we just sauteed in butter, a little salt and pepper, and our stuffed deer, which started out to be pinwheels, but turned out to be stuffed venison. So now, it's time for us to give it a try. I'm going to taste it now, and I'm going to tell you I already cheated, and I tasted it, and so watch my look on camera because it's going to be real. Some of that sauce, a couple of green onions. Man, I got to tell you, I might enter this in a contest. My goodness. Hey, I want to thank you for joining us here on Chefs of Rod and Reel, and I hope you join us again next time. This is Mike Lane saying, we're crazy! Plaquemines Parish is a world-class fishing and diving destination. Whether you want to catch wahoo, or redfish, which is a bass on steroids, or triple tail, world-class speckled trout, record-setted tarpon, yellowfin tuna, and swordfish. Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana is where you want to be. The season's coming up. It's going to be awesome. We kind of had a year off last year, so the fish will be really ready to rock and roll starting around May 1st. So come on down and fish Plaquemines Parish. Hi, my name is Mike Lane, founder of rodandreel.com. Rodandreel.com is Louisiana's #1 fishing and hunting website since 1995. Some of our features are great tide tables, the only searchable database of all rigs and wrecks in the Gulf of Mexico, and a very comprehensive fish identification section. One of the most important aspects of Rod and Reel is our fishing and hunting reports with information from people just like you from all over the state of Louisiana. Remember, rodandreel.com. Don't leave the dock without us.